My roommate's boyfriend keeps hitting on me. Hey there, Oliver. You're looking good. That shirt looks extra nice on you. What the hell is my roommate's boyfriend doing here? And why is he hitting on me? I sit there, gawking at Kayden's response. Thanks. No problem. I expect him to go to Brett's room to wait for him to get home. Instead, he plops down right next to me, creating almost an uncomfortable lack of distance. I must say, you've also really filled out too. Oh, thanks, I reply. Heat builds on my cheeks. Kayden is so close. Why? What's going on? Kayden is Brett's boyfriend. What the hell is he doing hitting on me? Kayden shuffles a bit closer, the scent of his body spray filling my nostrils. It's nice. No, stop! Brett's your roommate. You two are friends. Then again, things are going southward with Aaron, my boyfriend. He's been getting distant recently, barely answering my calls and texts. Whenever he does, he seems angry with me. I shake the thoughts away, looking at Kayden with a half smile. He is attractive, big and burly with arms that I would love to have around me. I can't do that though. Hurting Brett like that is not in the menu. So, what else have you been up to? Kaden asks, resting a hand on my thighs. Okay, is this guy trying to get Brett to beat my ass? What the hell is going on? I like how big they are though. Large hands that dwarf my slender thighs. Aaron says they're his favorite feature, but I feel like he's being nice and, oh my god, I need to do something. Footsteps approach the doorway. It's Brett. I quickly push Kayden's hand away and smile sheepishly. Things to do. Anyway, I need to go study and the door opens. Brett stares at both of us, eyebrow corked in suspicion. Kayden, you're here already. Yeah, got here early. Oliver was great company. That's good. Kayden and Brett go to his room, closing the door. I stand there, my heart pounding through my chest. Kayden's so attractive, but there's no way I could ever hurt Brett like that. The two of us have been bros for over a year. He was the first friend I made in college. To betray him like this is wrong, something a heartless fool would do. I sigh, closing my eyes. No matter how attractive Kayden is, I cannot give in to his advances. The only thing I can do now is just appreciate the attention. Kayden's hot, but I know better. A week later, Kayden's insistent. When Brett's not around, he fires compliments at me. He gets close, our hands and legs brushing. Every interaction leaves me hot and bothered, but also guilty as hell. Why is he doing this? Why is he suddenly hitting on me hardcore? Kayden's always been a flirt, but recently, he's kicked it up to 11. Part of me wants to find out why. I head to the library to get some books for a project. While in there, I spot Kaden in the back at one of the desks. He's frowning, angry about something. Curious, I join him at the table. Oh, hey Oliver. Hey Kayden, everything alright? Yeah, I'm good. Just wanted to work on this project. You? Working on homework? I thought Brett did everything. I am capable of doing my own homework, Kayden retorts. I'm not just a big old lunkhead. We share a laugh and make small talk. The entire time, I sense something is wrong. Very wrong. Kayden's eyes are heavy. Not with lust or flirting, but sadness. After talking for a bit, I glance at the clock, seeing that it's getting late. I have to get home, but is everything alright? Really? Kayden opens his mouth, hesitant. It's just been rough. Things with Brett, that is. Oh, do you want to talk about it? Kayden shakes his head, standing up. I appreciate it, but I don't want to burden you. He leaves. I stand at the desk, thoughts racing. What has got Kayden so worked up? And are things with Brett really that bad? The temptation to find out fills my head. 3 days later, tension grows. Kayden and I spend more time talking. He doesn't get into why, but keeps his distance. Our friendship is platonic, for the most part. Sometimes I notice Kayden's eyes hollow with sadness, like he wants to tell me what's going on but can't. I care about him as a friend, even if our relationship is a bit weird and he still throws flirty comments my way. I want to help him in any way I can. As we eat lunch, Kayden looks at me, doing nothing but smile. Is there something on my face? I ask. No, it's nice, spending time like this. I laugh. Well, we did agree to study during lunch together. That was the arrangement. I agreed to it, not because of any conflicting feelings for Kaden, but because he was good at math. True. I appreciate it. Kaden looks at his phone, frowning. After sending a quick text, he puts it down. I look over cautiously. Something wrong? Nah, not at all. So tell me, Oliver, what do you plan to do after you graduate? I explained to Kaden my desire to become a history teacher, as history is one of my favorite classes. Kaden listened intently, mesmerized by my words. It's refreshing to have someone who listens to me. Aaron doesn't do that. Not like he spends much time with me at all. What about you? I don't know yet. Still undecided. You need to figure that out soon. I got a couple of years. Kaden shrugs off. His gaze looks past me towards the entrance of the cafeteria like he's looking for something or someone. I open my mouth, hazarding a chance to ask more, but then Kaden breaks the silence. Maybe I'll figure it out the more time I spend around you. My heart races thinking about that. More time together. It's risky. If Brett gets the wrong idea, he's going to flip. Brett is a bit possessive over Kaden, to the point where it comes off as strange. Still, I don't want to ignite the fires. I would like that. Kaden reaches out, and for a second, he touches my hand. My lips part, and he stares at me intently. Thank you again, Oliver. This is a breath of fresh air. After finishing our food, we part ways, my breath leaving my mouth in small pants. Looking back, I notice Kaden is already with Brett, who has his arm around him. They look happy. Except they're not. Kaden barely shows it, but he's upset. I want to ask him why, what's going on, but then shake it off. Now he's with Brett, and I'm with Aaron, even if our relationship is a mess. With slumped shoulders, I walk to my next class. A week later, the pull between Kaden and me gets harder to ignore. He gives me little touches and smiles, leaving me clamoring for it. Aaron stopped returning my calls and texts. Whenever I got to his dorm, he wasn't there. Weird. I shrugged it off. He'll come back, right? At least that's what I tell myself. After class, I get a text from my boyfriend Aaron, along with a call from my mom. Both are cryptic as hell. I read over both, deciding to call my mom first. Big mistake. She gets onto me for my grades. They could be better, but I've been distracted. My personal life has contributed to the ongoing stress. I didn't send you to one of the highest rated universities in the state just for you to screw it up. I know, Mom. I'm trying my best. Do better. I better not catch you slacking any more than you already have, she admonishes. I open my mouth ready to form a response, but she hangs up before I can utter a word. Typical. Mom means well, but we don't always see eye to eye. I just hope that what Aaron wants to talk about is a little easier to stomach. We agree to meet behind the bleachers. As we stand there, I smile, seeing my boyfriend's brown eyes. He looks away, shuffling about. Oliver, I'm sorry. My face falls. What is he talking about? What do you mean? Aaron sighs and closes his eyes. I can't keep seeing you. We're breaking up? I finally spit out. My entire world comes crashing down. I'm sorry, Oliver. I don't think this is working out. Is this why you've been distant? I challenge. One of the things. I just can't keep doing this. It's stressing me out. Wow, how am I causing him stress? I did everything right. Gave him space, supported his endeavors, the whole 9 yards, only to be tossed aside. Whatever. I close my eyes and nod. That's what you feel. Then fine. I'm sorry, Oliver. Please understand. There is nothing to understand. I leave before I hear more of his excuses. Heartbreak and stress wash over me. Somehow, his news was 10 times worse than my mom harping over me. I go home only to find Kaden here, looking around. How did you get in? I mutter, surprised that Kaden's got a key to this place. Oh, hey Oliver. I was looking for Brett. He isn't answering his phone. Weird. Brett is the fastest texter I know. Even if he misses a call, he calls back right away. Something's wrong. If you want, you can stay here till he shows up. Sure. I could use the company. We sit down on the couch together. Awkwardness follows. I look at Kaden, who seems just as bothered as I am. You okay? He asks, breaking the silence. I'm alright, I guess. You guess? Come on, Oliver. I wasn't born yesterday. Damn, he isn't going to let this go. I take a deep breath, letting out my feelings. I told Kaden about the breakup, how my mom's threatening to pull my tuition, and how I've felt alone for so long. So, Aaron hasn't shown you any love? No. The last time we spent time together was almost a month ago. I knew something was wrong, but a dry snort escapes Kaden's lips. Guess that makes two of us. What about Brett? Kaden looks away in shame. Things haven't been that great either. I don't want to get into it and steal the spotlight. It's fine. You don't deserve what he did to you. That sucks, and well, if you need anything, let me know. I care about you a lot, Oliver. From a while, actually. I look into Kaden's eyes. He's hurting as well. I know his relationship with Brett is on the rocks. Thank you. I always knew you were a good friend. I want to be more than friends, Ollie. I like you. I hesitate. No, I don't want to hurt Brett. But when I look at Kaden, he's hurting. I reach out and touch his cheek. You're hurting too. Again, this isn't about me. I like what we have. The time we share, and well, we've grown close. I noticed. Kaden and I started to spend more time together, and I found companionship in him. We have. I want to get closer, if you desire. I do so badly. After nodding slightly, we both lean in. The rational part of me wants to pull away. However, right now, with all the hurt and frustration, Kaden is the only thing that makes sense. He's a friend, or maybe something more. Our lips brush. Neither of us pulls away. We don't want to. Kaden deepens the kiss, pressing his tongue against my lips, and I pull away. Oliver? Kaden, I don't want you to hurt Brett. I'm not. There's something else going on. You could say there is no love there as well. What do you I'll explain when the time is right. Kaden snaps, cupping my chin. But for now, I don't want to talk about it. I want to take your pain away. Unable to fight it, our lips brush together again. This time, I don't pull away. It's so wrong of me to do this. However, Kaden doesn't seem regretful. Is there trouble in this paradise? Part of me wants to ask, but then when Kaden presses me on the couch, all words disappear, replaced by his gentle touch. A week later, we had sex. Kaden and I had sex. What the hell is wrong with me? Brett's my friend. That was terrible of me. I hate myself for it. Unable to face Kaden, I sequester myself to work on a couple of projects to save my grade. It works out until one day, after staying late, the door opens. There you are, a recognizable tenor voice utters. I turn, seeing Kaden standing there, a soft smile across his thin lips. Great. This is the last thing I need. I turn away, avoiding his gaze. I'll be going, I mutter, grabbing my bags. I head towards the door, but then Kaden stops me. He looks me in the eyes. Oliver, why are you avoiding me? Is it not obvious? I ask. Kaden shakes his head. You didn't seem to mind the night I pressed you into the couch and we had sex, he says pointedly. The utterance jars me. I take a deep breath, closing my eyes. Hiding my feelings won't get us anywhere. I feel guilty. I had sex with you even when you were with Brett. And I told you that I wanted this. My relationship is a sinking ship, and you're the only one who understands me. I look at Kaden with confusion. Does he really think I'll believe him? I don't want to be a homewrecker. The home was never built, Oliver. It was a sham, and it still is. I like you, Oliver. Even before I developed feelings for you, I always found you easy to talk to and approachable. There it is again. The sweet words and the tender ghost-like touch. Pull away. Getting caught in your feelings is only going to hurt. Aaron just broke up with me. I can't commit to a relationship right now. Who said anything about a relationship? Kaden utters. He leans in, our breath touching. I just want to show you what you meant to me. To help me forget about the mess in my life. Temptation and lust are all I feel. Closing the gap, I share another kiss. Kayden immediately kisses me back, grabbing my waist and holding me against his large toned body. I moan slightly, allowing his tongue to enter. That's when I noticed it. A bruise. Makeup covers part of it, but it extends beyond Kayden's neck, leaning towards his collarbone. I pull away, gesturing to the bruise. Kayden, what's that? Suddenly, everything changes. Kayden frowns, stepping back. It's nothing. No, don't lie to me, Kayden. What happened? Anger flashes across his face. I told you it's nothing. Maybe it was a mistake to come here. Kayden stormed off, leaving me alone in the lab once more. This time I feel confused and worried. Where did he get that bruise? I recognize what it looks like from one of my medical classes. It's from being choked. 2 weeks later, Kayden and I are back to square one. He avoids me. Each time we catch a glimpse of each other, he looks in pain, like the burden is getting harder to bear. I want to help. The effects of the breakup slowly disappear, and I realize I care about Kayden. If something is happening behind the scenes with Brett and him, I want to help in any way I can. Focusing on my schoolwork is the best thing to do to take my mind off. I work throughout the days and evenings, only getting home when the library closes. Each time, Brett is gone. I text Kaden, but he doesn't answer either. Oh well. On Friday, I work in the student lounge. It's a place nobody uses. After I finish up my report, the door opens. Kaden. He looks worn down. Frowning, emotionless eyes, even his hulking body looks smaller. He doesn't say a word, but merely walks over and sits down next to me. Hey Kaden, you good? Yeah, he grunts. I just need some space. I wanted to come and see you. I bite my lip. The tension looms. One of us needs to say something. Kaden, I begin. He looks at me. Are you okay? He doesn't respond. Instead, reaches to turn on a movie. Some drama I don't recognize. We sit in an awkward silence watching it. Come on, Ollie. You have to say something. Yeah, but where do I begin? Partway through the movie, there's an argument that causes the woman to attack the man, hurting him. Kaden's hand tenses up, and he grips his thigh tightly. His jaw clenches as well. What's going on? Kaden stands up and turns off the TV and then walks away. I sit there ruminating on what to do. I need to get to the bottom of this now. He is in pain and I care about him. Kaden is a big strong guy, but you know what they say? The strongest people are hurt the most. I follow Kaden to the communal bathroom. Closing the door, I turn and look at him. You need to tell me what's going on. For weeks you've been distant and unapproachable. What are you hiding? Kaden turns away, rubbing the same spot where I saw the bruise. I never wanted you to know, Ollie. I was not supposed to tell anyone. Too late. I'm here. I want answers. My voice remains firm as I look into Kaden's hollowed blue eyes. The storm of emotions he held onto on his own came out like a deluge. He grabs my shoulders and holds them tightly. It's Brett. He's the one who did this. The floodgates spill. Brett's been abusing Kaden for months. At first, it was only verbal, destroying Kaden's self-confidence. Recently, it became physical. Hearing all this stirred anger inside me. To think that my roommate was so hurtful to Kaden. I can't believe it. I know. Brett puts up a good front. However, he's been doing this to keep me around. Why? You need to leave. I'm going to help you. Kaden shakes his head. I don't know what you can do, Oliver. I'll stop him. You don't deserve this. You're an amazing guy, Kaden. And I lean in, kissing him on the lips. Kaden responds. I want to take away all of his pain. Just as his hands wrap around my waist, holding me possessively, I hear the click of the lock. A door opens, revealing none other than Brett. Kaden? And Oliver? What the hell are you doing? He snaps. I pull away and turn to face Brett. No, he won't get away with this. It's not what it looks like. Oh, so you're stealing my boyfriend now? What the hell? He's mine, Brett utters, walking over and holding Kaden's waist. The atmosphere changes. Kaden's uncomfortable. I grit my teeth, trying to bite back. I'm not, Brett. And stay away. God, I never expected this from you. Aaron hurt you, but that doesn't mean you have to steal my man. I stand up, closing the distance to face Brett. He's taller than me, but I don't let it bother me. I know what you've been doing. It isn't fair. You keep hurting Kaden. He was the one who kissed me. It looked to me like you were kissing him back. I shake my head. He doesn't love you. Doesn't matter. Brett scoffs. He's mine. Now get out of my sight. Every possessive word has me on edge. I open my mouth, ready to bite back a retort. Brett walks away with Kaden, giving me a smirk. Back off, Oliver. He closes the door, leaving me alone in the bathroom. I close my eyes, letting out a snort. I need to save Kaden. Brett's got his claws in Kaden. If I don't do something now, it might be too late. One day later, I try to confront Brett, but every time he bites back, possessively grabbing Kaden's hand. I step forward sometimes, getting in between both of them. Brett, please. I don't want things to end this way. Get out of my face. It isn't fair what you're doing to Kaden. I know what you're doing. Brett hesitates for a moment, but then grabs Kaden's hand, sulking off. Kaden looks back at me, a flash of pain on his face. He's hurting. I need to help. But how? 2 weeks later, nothing changes. In fact, it gets worse. Every time I try to talk to Kaden, he slinks off in shame. Brett's treating me like I'm the enemy. Even when Kaden's name comes out from his lips, it's not from a place of love. It's power. Seeing Kaden manipulated like this pisses me off. What does Brett know? Why does Kaden cower and follow his demands? I want to know. My grades take a hit, resulting in a call from my mom. She's pissed, saying that I spend all my time screwing around and don't take my education seriously. I do, Mom. I'm done. I'm pulling out after this semester. You're on your own. The line goes dead. My hands shake as I stand there. I try to talk to Brett, but he's not around. Finally, after 2 weeks, he's on the couch. I step inside, closing the door. Turning, I face Brett, seeing his steely gray eyes on me. Brett. Oh, Oliver, what do you want? My hands clench tightly. He feels no remorse. Stepping forward, I prepare my words. I refuse to let Brett continue his abuse. You've been hurting Kaden. A laugh follows. What do you mean? Don't play dumb, I snap, moving closer. I saw the marks. You're abusing him. The levity disappears. A sinister smile paints Brett's face. So what if I am? You have to stop. He's not your property. Oh? And why do you think that? He challenges. Kaden has his reasons for staying. If he breaks up with me, I'll let the whole school know his secret. Secret? My eyes widen slightly, and my throat goes dry. Blackmail? What does Brett know? You won't get away with this. Brett stands up, facing me. Towering over, his aura changes, becoming almost evil in a sense. What are you going to do? Stop me? You can't prove anything. I will continue to do this because Kaden is an easy target and eye candy. Brett walks away. I stand there shaking with anger. Kaden's been a great guy, and I care about him a lot. I don't want to lose him. That is my one fear, that it might be too late. A month later, I can't stand being around Brett. I moved into one of the other campus apartments, ignoring what happened. The feeling in my gut grows. Kaden meant something to me. When we were in that weird spot where the feelings were real and wanted to be explored. But things got in the way. At least I'm away from Brett now. I focus on trying to save my grades in hopes that my mom will understand. When I go home from the library one night, I hear arguments. No, Brett, please! That's Kaden. I rush over, creeping towards the bushes. Brett slams Kaden against the wall, smiling. What? Do you think Oliver or anyone will save you? No. You agreed. So I didn't tell the whole school. You need to follow your end of the bargain. Brett pulled out a knife. Oh my God. I grabbed my phone, recording and taking photos of Brett holding the knife and threatening Kaden. Kaden stands there. Anger flickers across his face. He tenses up. No, Brett. I'm done. Yeah, leave him alone. I step forward and stand in front of Kaden. I'm not going to let you continue this, Brett. Brett snarls. Foolish Oliver. You think you have a say in this, but Kaden knows that if he does not stay with me, I'll tell the whole school about his criminal record. He lied on the exams. When that gets out, he will be expelled and— No, he won't. I will make sure. I spit out. Brett, you are a terrible person. Kaden doesn't love you, and I refuse to let your abuse continue. In fact, I already called the campus security on you. Panic flickers over Brett's eyes. He turns, and soon, 2 officers are there, escorting him away before he can make any excuses. After I send the pictures of Brett threatening Kaden to the dean's office, I look at Kaden. Oliver, what are you doing here? Just passing by. What about you? Are you okay? Kaden turns away ashamed. I'm sorry, Oliver. I like you a lot, and I have for a while. I was just in a terrible situation. He was. Kaden was hurt and abused. I reached forward, stroking his cheek. I know, Kaden, but you're safe now. He can't do anything to you. The confident and strong Kaden soon dissipates. Thank you, Oliver. Of course. I like you, Kaden. I didn't want to intrude on your relationship or create problems. I like you too, Oliver. I have, for a bit. After Brett caught us, he controlled everything I did. It's driving me crazy. I stood up to him and look at where that got me. You don't have to worry about that anymore. He's gone. If you want, we can try again. This mess of a relationship might not seem like a good idea, but it pulls me in. We have a connection, one that isn't physical. Our friendship is strong, even if Brett muddled it. Kaden hesitates but then nods. I would like that, Oliver. If you want that, I would love it. I reply, a soft smile following. Kaden pulls me into his arms and kisses me. Time stops and I kiss him back. I saved Kaden, a special guy to me. We head back to my place, sharing intimate moments cuddled together on the couch. 2 days later, everything falls into place. Mom called me and I explained my situation. I also told her about how I had an abusive roommate. Eventually, she came around and agreed to help again, provided I kept my grades up for the rest of the semester. Kaden and I met up, and he already looked happier. We spent time together, kissed, and talked about everything. Eventually, our desires overtook us, and we shared another intimate moment together. After we finish, Kaden looks at me, all dreamy-eyed and beautiful. So, you want to start dating? My eyes light up. Yes, I would love that. A low chuckle escapes his lips. Good. I would like that too. We share another kiss, a smile unable to be removed from my lips. Kaden is perfect, and I am so glad we can finally be together. Conclusion. Kaden and I start to seriously date. We both fell in love. I convinced the dean to pardon Kaden, and he did. As for Brett, he got expelled. I don't know what happened, but I don't care. I keep my grades up and get help with my tuition. Kaden and I both graduated with honors, and I'm so happy about that. We continued to date, eventually getting married. Not only did I save him, but we both found love in each other, both in the past, now, and in the future. The end. Have you risked it for love? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to our Rainbow Force and stay wholesome.